Hello everyone, welcome to PharmaZonner. I am Gaurav Sharma. Today we will discuss about premises and equipment. Both are backbone of the pharmaceutical industry. We will discuss as per the guideline ICH-Q7 and WHO guidelines. So let's start.
The premises must be located to minimize the risk of cross-contamination. Like the premises should not be located next to a malting factory with high airborne level of yeast, which can contaminate the product. So the location is very important for the selection of the premises for pharmaceutical manufacturing. The facility and equipment, the basic requirements, their layout and design must aim to minimize the risk of error and permit effective cleaning and maintenance in order to avoid cross-contamination, build-up of dirt, and in general, any adverse effect on quality of product. So these are the basic requirements. The other basic requirement, the location, the geography, climatic condition, noise, and economic factors. The geography of choose location can have the consideration impact upon design of the facility. Is the location subject to earthquake hazard? Does it experience flooding regularly during the monsoon season? Just for example, what precautions need to be taken regarding continuity of the supply of services? The climate of the area is also impacted. If the company will be handling, for example, gelatin capsule, then humidity is of great concern. If the company has a lot of goods requiring temperature and humidity control and transportation, and goods have to sit on the dock side for a week waiting for the boat to arrive, there may be problem with the quality of product. So because of these reasons, the location for selecting is very important. The company is also required to take measures that prevent the factory polluting the surrounding area with product or byproducts from its manufacturing processes. A site inspection is useful before building for the commercial manufacturing to ensure that these areas are suitable for the construction of the pharmaceutical factory. Another basic requirement, premises shall be carefully maintained, ensuring that repair and maintenance operations do not present any hazard to the quality of product. They shall be cleaned and where applicable disinfected according to detailed written procedure that is called standard operating procedure. These steps shall be taken in order to prevent the entry of unauthorized person. Means access control. We have to have access control in all critical areas. Production, storage, quality control shall not be used as a right of way by personnel who do not work in them. Means again here the control on unauthorized people. Design the adequate flow of material and personnel to prevent the contamination, which I have already discussed in the objective. These are the design considerations. The GMP, environment, personal protection, product protection, environment protection. The personal protection, prevent contact with dust, prevent contact with fumes, prevent contact with the acceptable comfort condition. Product protection, to protect from product cross-contamination and from the ambient contamination and contaminations to the staff, and correct temperature and humidity requirements so that product should not be deteriorated. Environment protection, avoid dust discharge outside by which environment can be impacted, and the fume discharge and any effluent discharge. So environment considerations should also be given at the time of design of the facility. Floor, walls, ceiling of smooth, hard surface that are easily cleanable. See here, clean, but here this is the dirty. So these type of floors are not acceptable. See the coving. Coving of joints between wall and floor in the production area is encouraged to facilitate cleaning. This is the purpose of making this coving. So there should not be any deposition of dirt in the corner. Floor, where appropriate, waterproofing floor, non-absorbent, which is washable, non-slip material, without crevices, easy to clean and disinfected. These are the floor requirements. Window and fitting openings shall be so constructed as to avoid accumulation of dirt. If you see here in the picture, that's so smooth finish. So the possibility of the accumulation of dirt is very, very less. Both window and door should be smooth, non-absorbent surface. Ensure that bottom and top of the door and window are sealed like this. Sealing, there is a proper fitting, but in this case there is a gap. So in the GMP environment, such doors are not acceptable. Self-closing doors are recommended. Means once you open the door and automatically it will close, so that the differential pressure shall be maintained in the area. Operations shall be performed within specifically defined area of adequate size. Now I will discuss here that how many areas are required and how many operations should be handled independently in a separate area to prevent contamination and cross-contamination, which is the major concern for the facility design and construction. Material receipt, identification and storage, there should be a separate area. Rejected materials handling, containers, closures and labeling before disposition, separate area. Storage of released material, container, closure and labeling, separate area. Storage of in-process material, there should be a separate area. Specified and identified area of adequate size. Manufacturing and processing operations, separate area is required. Packaging and labeling, separate area is required. Quarantine storage before release of drug product, separate identified adequate size of area is required. Storage of drug product after release and before dispatch to the market, separate area. Control and laboratory operations, there should be a separate area. So this is the basic GMP requirement, that we have to have a separate area for each type of activity and operations. Premises should be designed with logical flow of material in mind, from receipt of the material, production including packing, to storage of the finished product, so as to prevent mix-up and cross-contamination. Personal flow should be different from the material flow. Now I'll give you an example. This sheet shows the flow of material and personnel. The green arrow indicates the material flow and show material that are brought in each room through the corridor zone. The cubicle between the corridor and the work zone may be an airlock, but in some countries this is required to be an air shower. The red arrow indicates the people flow and show how people enter each room through the corridor divided by the zone. If you see here, the material incoming goods here, then raw material and packaging material, then here weighing and machine shop, yes, filling, packaging and good exit. So material coming in this way and going in this way, right? The people who are coming in these area to do the operation, coming and going in that way. So the flow of material in this way and flow of personnel in this area, coming and going. So this we can say unidirectional flow. Material coming in this way, going in this way. If material coming this way and going this way, then this is not a good design as per the GMP requirements. Cross-contamination prevention. Segregated area. The very best way to prevent the cross-contamination is to have a dedicated production area for each product. This is necessary for very toxic compound or sensitizing compounds such as penicillin, for example. However, most common arrangement is that a manufacturer will use one facility for different product. In this case, a validated effective cleaning procedure should be required. Then use of airlock, pressure differential and carefully designed dust extraction system can be a great help. The removal of contamination by the use of properly designed and maintained filters will also assist in preventing cross-contamination. The use of proper protective clothing is essential. Control must be exercised in the use of clothing and where and when changing will be done. Some area will require dedicated clothing. This dedication may extend to the laundry processes and equipment to be used. Validated cleaning procedure need to be developed for each compound, for each product. and for each item of the equipment to ensure that all residues are removed. Frequently, the simplest solution to the problem of cross-contamination is to use a totally enclosed process so that material cannot escape. However, this will often require very special design consideration for appropriate processing equipment. It is important to check that the use of status label for area and equipment is being properly managed. The status labels should be checked to ensure that they are showing the true status of the area or equipment. These are the features to prevent the cross-contamination. The premises for packaging of products shall be specifically designed to avoid the mix-up or cross-contamination. Many a time it happens that in one product the mix-up of other product, and we identified when we received the complaint, and during the investigation it is observed that area is not segregated properly, a system has not followed appropriately. Now I will discuss here the type of airlocks. If you have seen the airlock, then fine. If you have not seen the airlock, then you will be able to understand the basic concept here. There are three concepts: cascade airlock, bubble airlock and sink airlock. The first one is the cascade airlock. Okay. Cascade airlock means there is a high pressure, low pressure and low pressure. Means flow of air from one area to other area, which is called as a cascade. Bubble. Your airlock is higher pressure and air is going in both the areas where there is a low pressure. Here it is 30 Pascal, 15 Pascal and 15 Pascal. Sink. Your outside is higher pressure and airlock is lower pressure. So air coming from this area and this area to the airlock, which is called as a sink. So these three concepts are acceptable, depends on the product requirement. I'll just show you one example of oral solid dosage form. You see, this is the passage, right? Room 1, room 2 and room 3, and this is the airlock. Right? This is passage having 30 Pascal, here it is 15 Pascal. So for oral solid dosage form, the passage, the corridor is having a positive pressure for the multi-product facility, because this is a clean corridor. Whatever dust is getting generated, that will be inside the room. They are not coming out because there is a positive pressure. Door direction must be always towards the positive pressure. In case of injectable, if you see in case of injectable, it is reverse. Class D, this is class B, class A, class C, class D, 30 Pascal, it is 60 Pascal. Because here the protection of product is very, very critical for the injectable. So here it is high pressure, then low pressure. So direction is like this. The door opening towards the higher pressure. Clean room. What is clean room? The clean room is an isolated environment strictly controlled with respect to airborne particles of viable and non-viable in nature. The clean room, temperature, humidity, air pressure, airflow, air motion and the light. These all things must be controlled. That's what we say it is a clean room. Adequate lighting shall be provided in the area. Adequate means what? Adequate means for the purpose. If we are reading something in the area, then it should be light adequately that we can read the document, we can understand the document. Okay? So that is the adequacy of the light. If we are doing some operations and charging some material, there should be adequate light to see the material name and understand how it is getting charged and see the status label and see whether equipments are cleaned. If we have to see the equipments are cleaned from outside, the light should be adequate to see whether there is no any residue on the equipment surface. Plumbing, sewage and refuse and washing and toilet facility. Potable water supply under continuous positive pressure in plumbing system, free of defect that would contribute to product contamination. Adequate sized and designed drain, air brake or mechanical device to prevent the back siphoning. This is the wrong practice. This is the good type of design of the drain. This drain is designed in such a way that no insects, no crawling insects should come inside the area. Safe sanitary disposal of sewage, trash and other refuse. Adequate washing facilities should be provided, including hot and cold water, soap or detergent, air dryer or single service towel. Whatever I am discussing in this presentation, this is all basic GMP requirements. This cannot be compromised. Clean toilet facilities easily accessible to the working area is the requirement. Equipment washing area. See, this is the washing area and this is the washing area. Here, this is not right because hoses are connected like this and area is also not clean. Here, all hose and everything is hanging on the wall. So, they will prevent the liquid retention inside the pipe. So, this is the right way. Sanitation. Written procedure for use of suitable rodenticide, insecticide, fungicides, fumigation agent and cleaning and sanitizing agent to prevent contamination. Sanitation procedure also apply to contractor and temporary employees as well as the full-time employees during the ordinary course of operations. Written sanitation procedures to include schedules, methods, equipment, material for cleaning of the building and facilities. Everything should be as per the standard operating procedure and record must be maintained. If not recorded, means not done. For the maintenance of the building and facilities, any building used in the manufacturing, processing, packaging or holding of a drug shall be maintained in a good state of repair. Building maintenance in clean and sanitary condition, free of infestation by rodent, bird, insect or other vermin. Trash and organic waste held and disposed of in a timely and sanitary manner.